Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, 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 go CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
What up? Welcome to CrossTalk, where we give you our take on subject matters that affects us in the spiritual realm as well as the physical realm. We also talk scripture. It's all about Christ here. Again, welcome to CrossTalk Podcast. I am your host, Minister Stebo, and of course, I have with me my partners in Christ.
The premises.
There's the doctor.
Good day, family. How y'all doing? Welcome to CrossTalk. Glad
Yeah.
to see you. Glad to hear from you.
And
I
of
hope
course,
you had a blessed and wonderful day.
That's my dad, Archbishop ABT. You hear me? Bishop?
Oh. Texted.
Can he hear us?
Something happened. He was talking. I could hear him a few minutes ago.
Who?
You.
I can't see him nor hear him.
Uh-oh.
Nobody home but you and I.
Tell him to drop off and come back on.
Go off and come back.
All right. Well, of course, this will happen like right when we are.
It's all right. We good.
Oh yeah, we are GOOD good.
Technical difficulty. That's all.
Technical difficulties. Let's see. We have on here the first person that I saw to speak was. That's my mama. She says, "Good evening, LMDC family and friends." Dorothy B says, "Good evening," and of course, Dr. Ish. She says,
man.
"Good day, my CrossTalk family." And let's see if the bishop can hear me now. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Hold on one second. Let me get you on the screen real quick, Bishop. There we go. And all right, so we just spoke to Lady T, Supreme Elect Lady. Then we spoke to Dorothy B. Spoke to Dr. Ish.
Dorothy B, how you been?
All right.
That's so cool.
And what up, cuz? My cousin Valerie Godwin, she's on here. She says, "Good evening," and good evening to everybody. How y'all day?
Good.
It's been an awesome.
I'm glad I saw it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's been a good day for me as well. I just got some food delivered. It was supposed to come a little bit later, but here we are. But so yeah, we're here to offer our instruction, information, and illumination. Real quick, stop right there. Stop right where you are. Share the show. Click those likes and hearts like crazy to get this crosstalk trending so it will pop up on people's timelines. Don't be shy. Don't be stingy. Don't be cruel. All right. Well, happy Monday. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Whatever age you are, you're indeed blessed to be that. All right. So we got to heard them say. And this week's heard them say is going to be what you heard us say. Heard them say, who's going to win tonight? The Brooklyn Nets or the 76ers? We'll start there first. The Brooklyn Nets or the 76ers? Who's going to win first? Who's going to win, Bishop?
Well, I'm going to say the 76ers only because I know them better by name. The Nets, they are most recent kids on the block coming from somewhere else and standing up in some other place. And so I'm going with the 76ers who've been in Philly for a minute.
What about you, Dr. Ish?
Well, there's a 10.5 point spread. The bettors are betting on Nets. I ain't got no money on the game, but that's who, that's who the bettors are betting on. So
My boy KD, no matter who he's playing with, I'm pulling for him.
Well,
Yeah.
well, now he's with the Suns.
Really?
Yep, he's with the Phoenix Suns.
Goodness.
oh,
They
They
sure
move
do
around.
move around.
they sure do.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
He's with the Phoenix Suns now. I'm kind of split on it. I think it could go either way. I think I want James Harden. That's my guy. I like James Harden, the beard. Well, I think I want him to go. So 76ers is who I'm going to say. I think I'm going to go against the spread. So
All right.
That's always possible. You know, you can always do that. Can
Yeah.
nobody tell you
Right.
which way to go? Yeah.
all right. So on the other end of it, we got the Warriors versus the Kings. And the Kings just did an upset on the Warriors the other night. Something terrible. Man, it was a good game.
It was tight. 126 to 123, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was by 3 points because Steph Curry had a chance to tie it up at the end. But who you going with tonight, Dr. Ish?
I think I'm going with the spread. I'm going with the Warriors. I'm going with GS, with Golden State Warriors.
What about you, ABT?
I'm always with Steph Curry. Whatever.
Yeah, I like Steph.
The chef.
My boy.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, let
I
me
went
give
to
you a
his
name.
wife's restaurant when I was in San Francisco. Good food, fine dining.
I don't think that the Warriors are going to go down 2 in a row. It just doesn't seem like that's going to happen.
They just made Steph angry. That's all.
Yeah, he going to come back swinging. Lady T says the 76ers. She got the 76ers. Michelle Hamilton says the Celtics. They're not playing tonight.
Oh my goodness. I'm surprised that somebody didn't say the Atlanta. I got the Atlanta Braves.
Right, the Atlanta Braves. Right.
Or the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Warriors tonight. So
Yeah.
that's our that's it for heard him say. You heard him here. You can pick whoever you want. If you win, share it with us. If you lose, I mean, who
You're
told
on
you
your
to
own.
go with ours
Right.
anyway? So,
Look, don't put your money up and say, but y'all said.
right, right. We not the pros. Who told you to
No.
take our word?
Yeah.
All right. So this crosstalk is called Ding Dong Pow, the Ralph Yarl shooting. If you heard anything in the last couple of days, you know this is a really sad story, and we're not gonna give a prelude to it because it'll wipe out, the first two questions. So, first question is, who is Ralph Yarl? Who is Ralph Yarl? Let's start with the bishop on this one.
Well, yeah, Ralph Yarl. I was listening to that, and just before I came down here to my setup, I was looking at some of that young man from Kansas City, 16-year-old teenager, um, young man that's doing great in school, had a great future. Well, has a great future, hopefully, since he's still alive, but
Right.
in the wrong place.
Yes.
Unfortunately, coming to the door of a person who is mentally challenged, whether they say it or not, has to be mentally challenged to do something like that. Well, but like I said, a young man doing well in school, uh, went to pick up his brother
Well,
and went to the wrong door.
but what you got, Doctor Ish? Who is Ralph Yarl?
Pretty much what Pastor said. He was a young man shot and killed by an 85-year-old white male. Uh, they didn't charge him immediately, and I think they just charged him recently. But he went
Getting
to
ahead
pick
of
up his
ourselves,
twin
though.
brothers. Huh?
Say we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Oh, okay. He went to pick up his twin brothers. He had the wrong address, and he rang the doorbell, and the gentleman at the house shot him twice.
All right. Well, I guess that takes our question number two because I asked who is I asked who is Ralph Yarl, and she told me what happened to him.
Oh, that's what I
So,
know about him.
right, question number two: what happened to him?
I gave y'all the answer already.
Right. In true Doctor Ish fashion, she,
I mean, when you get right down to it, it's a tragedy. It's traumatic
Yes,
because of who he was. He's a person.
a
yes,
son.
He's a person. He's a brother. He's a sibling. He's a and to for something to happen to him like that, a young man with his whole life, future, aspirations, inspiration, inclinations, all of it ahead of him,
Yes, yes,
and almost wiped out. We don't know what the condition is going to be on as far as his brain capacity
right.
because he's not totally recovered. But this young man,
Yeah,
this young man,
and in those three words, Bishop, you keyed in on what I was going to say. He was a kid.
yeah,
yeah,
He was a kid.
yeah,
He was a kid with with prayerfully more life ahead of him, more quality life ahead of him than he had or has behind him. Because as Bishop so eloquently put it, he's still alive, but he's fighting
yes,
for his life. He's fighting for
yes,
quality of life.
yeah.
yes. That's a
Um,
big deal.
You know what's so awesome about it? Pastor Wilbur said on yesterday. You know, when the snake, when the viper clamps on to you, if God is if God is not ready for you to go,
That's right.
Right.
you know,
The poison won't kill you.
Right.
yeah,
The bite might hurt,
That's
but the
right.
poison won't kill you. Shout
Yes.
out to Pastor Wilbur. He gets a ding for yesterday. But
yeah, I was upset with him.
oh,
I just got through writing a sermon, and he preached the whole thing, and I'm sitting up there. What's the matter with this man? As I used to say when I was a young preacher, said, "But they're preaching my stuff."
That's stuff. Yes. God
Man,
gave, he shared. God is gracious. He shares with everybody.
thing from a different perspective. From a bit different perspective. Same
Yes.
scripture, different perspective.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
He did it too.
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, uh, One thing about this young man, I understand he's home recovering, which is good.
Right. Yeah, they
Right.
do.
I just saw that recently, and they've raised about $1.4 million for him on the GoFundMe account already. So they're going to need that for the medical bills. But he was really an astute young man. Um, he was a musician, and I think he played with one of the orchestras in Kansas City. And
And
yes,
to do distant studies and all of his dreams and how can I mean it be seen to be taken so lightly?
it does, and it has become the norm, which makes me sad.
Right. And
Oh
so
my
cavalier.
goodness.
So
Yes,
cavalier.
and the sad part is he didn't have a cell phone. He was just at the wrong on the wrong street
Yeah.
Yeah.
and looking for his
And
brothers.
and the interesting thing about it, when I saw the address, I couldn't tell the difference at first.
Right.
The address
But street and terrace.
and
Yeah.
terrace, yep, that was the
Yes.
difference. The
Yes.
numbers were the same. The street name was the same. The street the street type was different.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was literally an honest mistake.
And
And
I don't think he was coming in a confrontational way. He rang the doorbell, and the man allegedly said that he thought someone was breaking in his house. Who rings the doorbell when they're breaking in?
where's that ding at?
Ding, ding, ding.
Right.
If
Who
you're
rings the
coming in, you're
doorbell if they
coming
gonna
in.
try to break in? That
Right.
defeats the whole purpose. That says get ready.
Here I come.
Right. You got anything else,
I
Bishop?
think
You look like you about to
I
say
think it
something.
I think it has a lot to do with where we are as a race and of people these days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, has to do with. I mean, it's so many things that are just jumping out of there at you. So you know,
Yeah.
it's just awful, and I just don't believe that our world is going to last a whole lot longer
I don't
Wow.
in
either.
this condition.
You know, and you raised a good valid point, Pastor Bishop. And I've been hearing this since I was a little girl. It used to frighten me, but it makes so much sense now when I would hear older people say, "We're living in the last days." The things we're seeing nowadays were unthinkable when we came along.
Certainly,
What
and
used to
you know,
scare
but
me
you know,
was this word perilous. Living in
Yes,
perilous times. Last and evil days, that was another one. Last and evil
yes,
days and perilous times.
yes.
But
And we're just rambunctious.
there you go. Look at that. Rambunctious. I like that. All right, so are we good on that segment?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. You got something to say, Bishop? You look like you got something to say.
No, I'm good. I was checking out something else.
Okay. All right. Well, this part of the podcast is called "Are You Churchy?" I'm going to talk about that right quick. Are you churchy? Where is it? All right. So, man. Okay. Here it is. Are you churchy? Finish the lyric. I'm glad to be in the service one more time. He didn't have to blank, blank, blank.
They slow.
Now they actually really quick.
Oh,
We already got an
okay.
answer.
Michelle.
Michelle Hamilton says, didn't have to let me live. Didn't have to let me live. Yep, that is correct.
Yeah.
And Michelle, Michelle Renee Patterson is the winner. Let's give her a round of applause as she comes in her own way. All right. Well, right now we're gonna talk about our friends behind their back. Hey, all right. Hey, Dr. Ish, I'm finna rhyme on them.
Go ahead.
Now, what you hear is not a test whether you're in or out of town. We're going to tell you about our friends we got and why we keep them all around. Hey.
Right.
Yeah. you like that one, didn't you, Bishop?
I like
That's
that.
good.
Yes.
All
That's all
right.
right.
So, look.
Like that.
If you haven't had the opportunity to hang around on the corner of Natural Bridge and Gender Station Road for some really good fish and seafood, get by the fish house and sample some of that awesome menu. Tell Tammy and Jerry that the good folks at CrossTalk sent you. You might not get any free food, but you get some good food.
Definitely.
And make sure you drop by and slide into Made by God's DMs and order you a few Made by God shirts by Brother Stewart. You can find him on Instagram at madebygod_. And make sure you give your hair a hair vacation. Hit up Hair Bay at Her Hair Too Real on IG and Her Hair Bay 27 on TikTok. Nobody bakes a cake like Carla Saul bakes a cake, so get your cake baked by Nutty Cake Creations. It's all good. What you know about that, ABT? Oh, he turned off his camera. I'm trying to. Uh-oh.
They dogging you.
Yeah. Helping find your properties of your dreams, Paula and Walker. You can get in touch with agent_Walker03 at hotmail.com. And Phrase has the phrase that fits. Hit up Bridget Michelle for your phrase apparel. She's on Facebook. Tell her CrossTalk sent you. And embracing your peace of mind, one clean at a time. Going Out Dusting LLC for pricing and booking for your professional home commercial cleaning. Email goingoutdusting@gmail.com. Call 636-290-6904 or visit goingoutdustingcleaning.com or check them out on Instagram at going_out_dusting. Reading is fundamental. Check out these titles. He That Hath an Ear, a Bishop book, anywhere you can download ebooks, and Stair Steps to Answer Prayers. You can find that anywhere you can download ebooks and stairstepstoanswerprayers.com. And you know where I'm headed with this one. Elaine Raglan. Manifestations by Elaine Raglan is available on bookbaby.com. And you like good music? I know a guy. Download Gabriel Music at gabrielmusic.com. You can get everything and anything from the debut album, Minister of Music, to the newest release single, Nobody Greater Than You. It's available for download on gabrielmusic.com. And if you're ready to record your single or album, email Incrediboy Music Group at incrediboymusic2@gmail.com for pricing and availability. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. We are back. We are back. And we're on our second segment of the night, entitled "Who Shot You?" First question is,
Wow.
what do we know about the gunman? What do we know about the gunman? Why are you so weak right now?
As I told you already.
They weren't releasing a whole lot of information on him. He was arrested. He was taken in. However, according to the law, they could not keep him over 24 hours,
Right,
and he was released. He was
right.
released. I don't know if they have uh, took him back into custody or not, but it was only after they could get so much more information and evidence on him. The 85-year-old white man,
Hmm.
and they could not keep him. We have some. We have some laws. We have
Yeah.
some laws.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dr. Ish?
He was an 85-year-old white male, and the ironic thing is they didn't arrest him right away. It was a protest that sparked his arrest, and they only could hold him for 24 hours, which, if it was one of us, is all I have to say. If it was one of us, didn't matter what they didn't know, we were going
Right.
to be held. Those same laws don't apply to us.
And I don't care. I don't care how old us would have been.
Yes.
We would have
We
been
would have
in
been
there.
sitting. Yes. Probably with no bail.
Oh yeah, because we're a flight risk.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really the sad part about all of that. That bothered me a lot
Ronnie
when I saw that.
Ronnie says,
But
"What up,
that's
Ronnie?"
it.
First of all, she says there's a 200K bond on him.
Oh, okay. Okay. We wouldn't have had bond.
Facts. And get a ding just for that one.
Yes, honey. And I saw Ben Crump. I heard him this morning talking about it. And there are a lot of protesters out. There's a mixed population. I saw a lot of white people on the front lines protesting about this.
Wow.
And so I don't know what's going to happen to him. I know he's old, but I mean, a 16-year-old. And it was all because of the color of his skin. A 16-year-old black
Definitely.
male.
Definitely.
And he panicked and grabbed his gun.
Right. If it was a 16-year-old white kid, he probably would have thought that they were with the Boy Scouts of America, or if it was a Girl
Yes.
Scouts of America. It's
It's sad.
it's definitely sad.
Yeah, it
Definitely
is sad.
sad. What's up, Ronnie?
And
She says,
I fear for
"Hey,
our
Pastor
sons.
Stebo and LMBC fam." Go.
Yes.
My bad, Dr. Ish. Go ahead.
I fear for our sons
Oh
because
yeah,
they don't. What is that? Oh, okay. I fear for our sons because they don't get the benefit of the doubt. They are presumed guilty
right,
before proven innocent.
right. You get it. Hold on. You get a lift those hands right there. Because that's facts. That's facts.
Yes.
You know what? If the gunman would have been black, they would have led with the negatives about
Of
that.
course.
You know.
And it was a
What
decent.
what's always so amazing to me, and I haven't seen it yet, but whenever there's an incident like this, they start to try to tear down the character of the young person, and not only the young person but his family.
Mm-hmm.
Right, his dad's not in the house, and his
Had
mom is
nothing to do with it.
cheating, and she's on drugs, and they always try to go with tearing the family down
Yep.
and
Yep.
trying to find something negative. This is what the media usually does.
That's true.
But you know
So
what? I
true.
thought about that, Bishop, and that would get eaten up. That would get eaten up because they. I mean, the kid would he rang the doorbell trying to go get his his brothers and sisters,
Boy.
trying to chill with
Yeah.
his brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So what does that have to do with what kind of um what
At
kind
what
of
point?
history he's had or if his
Yeah.
dad was in the house? But to your credit, Bishop, that's exactly
That's where
what
they
they like
start.
to do. They love
Yep.
to paint that picture. So
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Every time. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
it's a oh well, I can see why they would do that because
No, I can't.
blah 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 blah.
And when you get through with it, he was human. He was a human being. He was somebody's son. And to just blatantly pull the trigger twice.
Twice,
Yeah.
Yes.
When it came out and shot him again. Yeah.
right?
And it's sad.
You can't say it. I felt threatened because the threat has been eliminated. If there ever was one, he's laying on the ground bleeding.
Amen. Right. Right. And calling for help. I think he went to two or three doors to try to get some help before he finally did get some help. And that's sad. Where are our hearts nowadays?
In our
Exactly.
pockets and our wallets.
Ding, 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 ding.
Definitely. And you get a church organ for that one.
People don't care about people. People don't care anymore. That's why lives are being taken every day. People don't care
No,
about, and you can't care about people if you don't first care about yourself.
come on now.
And they have this
Wait a minute.
mindset. So many of the young people, well, I ain't gonna live. I won't live to see 20. I won't live to see 25. And they have that mindset, so it
Mm,
doesn't matter to them.
that's it.
They don't have any respect for
Oh,
the police.
sheesh. Anybody else either?
Nobody. They don't have. Well, I guess it starts off. There's no respect at home.
Correct.
It gives you the mindset. Sometimes, the Bible says, "Train a child up in the way that it should go." But then you have to wonder who's training whom.
That's it. That's true.
Because so many parents they're afraid of their children.
Man, that's the truth, Pastor. And grandmothers don't want to be called grandmothers. They got
No.
more names than the law allow.
Yeah.
I got a
Yeah.
question. What?
Hmm.
Why are there less harsher penalties for killing or shooting black people? Why are there less harsher penalties for killing or
Politics.
shooting a black person? Dr. Ish,
Politics.
I
Politics.
oh,
I'm sorry, Pastor. Politics. You know, um,
elaborate.
our life don't matter as much to them as they do to us. And there's a loophole that they're going to jump through, and they're not going to charge the person that did the killing or the shooting. And it's just it's the politics. We see it every day.
I
We see it
agree.
right here in our city.
I agree. I'll give you
You
two
know,
dings on that one.
and just to add fuel to that fire, look at what Kim Gardner's going through. They put her in jail.
Right.
Somebody didn't show up in court today. One of her lawyers didn't show up in court, so they want to hold her in contempt of court and lock her up and fine her. Bad politics.
Bad, super bad politics. Bishop.
Well, I think that it still takes us back to mindset. Mindset. We talk about how laws and things have changed. I wonder a lot of time why if we are citizens, why do there have to be special laws for such? I was listening at Morgan Freeman the other day talking about he did not uh, embrace a Black History Month.
Right.
A lot of people say, well, that's negative. That's bad. But who else has a month?
Right.
It ain't white history.
Do you have a White History Month? That's it. Well, the man said, "Well, I'm a Jew." He said, "Well, do you want a Jewish History Month?" And he said, "No." But that mindset is still there. We've progressed. We've come a long way, but we didn't bring a whole lot of restitution and rightness with us.
That's it.
There are those, because we were less than humans. So that's why there are less penalties for to hit an animal, you know, and unfortunately there are more animal rights laws,
Oh,
and they're more
yes.
protective to animals than they
Amen.
are black people of
They
color.
are. They are.
And I think
Yes.
it's just no matter how far we've come, that mindset is still there. They are not human beings.
Right. That's right. And that's sad.
That's super sad. I mean, because that mentality came, shoot, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and
True.
to see that they feel the same way that they felt when, quote unquote, all men are created equal.
Yeah.
That was a big lie.
Well, it's the truth, but
Yeah, I was about to say we are
you're
created
not
equal, but we're not
you're not
treated
We're not
equally.
treated.
you're not treated equal.
Right. Right.
Yep.
That's true. That is
And
true.
when they say all men, they were not referring to us.
Because we weren't people.
Considered. Right. That is true.
Yep.
If we were, why did there have to be amendments on
Yes.
our behalf? Why do we still have to go back to the polls to get voting rights?
Come on now. Because they want our rights. And if we're not careful, we'll give them up. Because I'm not voting because it's not going to change anything.
Yes, yes.
And I don't care. I never miss an election day. I don't care if it's but one thing on the ballot. The most recent ballot, I think, had 3 items on there.
When I went to the vote last time, there was only one.
Okay.
Only one.
Yes.
I told Mother Thompson, I said, well, but one thing on the ballot, it was dope.
Yep.
That's all was on there.
Yep. They want them taxes, don't they?
Yes, that's
They
all
know
it
who's
is.
look. They know who's smoking it. It ain't, and it's not just us.
All right.
They
Oh, I
elect
got a
black
question
people.
in the chat.
Ooh.
Denise
Denise got a
Denise
question.
Smith says, aka Benice D says, why is Jim Crow still a subject?
See?
Wow.
Lost that Jim Crow era. Give her a D.
Because
I gave her a wow.
we left the area, but we didn't leave the vicinity.
That's it. That's it. And we still paying. We are still paying.
We good on that?
Are we
I
good?
believe.
All right, we're gonna pay some bills right quick, and we'll get at you on the other side of these messages.
What's going on the gospel scene in this local area? Well, for more information, check us out here on Me Too Music Minute. For everything that's happening from concerts to plays to current events, check us out. Be sure to friend us on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, or visit MeTooMusic.com and join our mailing list. Check us out on Me Too Music Minute.
We fight because that's what we were born to do. Fight for our clients, protect their rights. That's all that matters. Since 1979, Brown and Crouppen has been fighting for you, the people of St. Louis, who have been injured in an auto accident. With $1 billion in compensation for its clients, 10 offices, and more than 50 attorneys, Brown and Crouppen has what it takes to take on the insurance companies and get you the compensation you deserve. If you've been injured in an auto...
They so dramatic.
Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's your favorite podcast in the whole wide world. It is CrossTalk Podcast. And of course, I got with me the Bishop and the Doctor. Right there. The Dr. Ish, and ABT, Bishop T. And I am Pastor Stebo. And we are back for the final segment for the night. First, well, it's called Which Lives Matter Now? Which Lives Matter Now? First question is,
Wow.
what will the defense be? And let me back up a little bit. That is a sarcastic question, because every time we say Black Lives Matter, there's a retort. There's when it was Black Lives Matter against the police, then it's Blue Lives Matter. If it's our homosexual friends, brothers and sisters, then it's something else. You know, it's always a retort or a rebuttal for Black Lives Matter.
Right.
So the first question is, what will the defense be? What do you think the defense will be when they try to, because you know they will, when they try to turn this one around, and you know.
You know what it's gonna be.
I think it's going to be the feared for his life.
That's it.
Yeah, it was dark. And then someone came to my door, and I just panicked.
Yes.
Yeah. My question would be: Is that the first person that came to your door ever?
Well, what about Amazon and the post office when they dropping packages at your door?
Right. You shoot
Will
them?
you shoot them? My question.
I feel like preaching right now, boy. I gave myself a church organ.
And it's pitiful. It's downright deplorable.
And you know what's so sad too is when I said that, I was being facetious when I said that, but Amazon men ring your doorbell, run back. The United Parcels ring the doorbell, they've gone to the truck. That young man rang the doorbell to ask a question about his siblings.
Yeah, he was coming to get him. Right?
Yes. But you don't shoot the Amazon man or UPS.
I mean, and not just that, but there's got to be, that can't be the only person ever to knock on his door and he not know who they are.
No. He gonna say he was asleep. And when he heard the doorbell, he was afraid and he feared for his life. Or like Ronnie said, let's stand your ground.
That's the top excuse.
Yes.
I feared for my life.
And
You know, that's something that you can't say, well, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't, right? Because it's,
You can't tell somebody that they didn't fear for their life.
Exactly.
what state of mind they
The only
were
thing
in.
that you can put down is eradicate the reasoning behind it, you know.
Yeah.
And then the second shot.
That was unnecessary.
Right.
The first one was unnecessary, but the second one was just mean.
Yeah.
But you know they'll have a defense.
They
Oh, they will. They will. They get. That's what they get paid to do. Benista D says nowadays people have ring cameras and can see who approached the door before they get to it. I'll give you a ding on that one, but that man 84 years old, I doubt if he had a ring
I
app on
doubt
his
it.
phone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
she's saying the lawyers will be coaching him.
And
Oh
if
yeah,
he did, he
definitely.
probably took it off.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And that's really sad. I just wonder how he feels knowing that this young man that has so many aspiring dreams is now fighting for his life.
There's a possibility that he feels he won't make it now. I stopped
Wow.
that.
Mm-mm-mm. You said it, Reverend.
Yeah, that's the horrible thing about it. You know, like you say, where the hearts, people are
Yeah,
heartless.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
They
are. They are.
don't care. And you have so many people with the mentality of that's one less.
Ooh,
Wow. Check this out. Ronnie says, would love to know his background during the 50s and 60s. Wouldn't be surprised if he's done this before and has gotten away with it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. Wow.
I would not be surprised.
Here's
And
another
it's
question. Here's
uh,
another question. What will be the rebuttal to BLM? Benista D says, old men lives matter. I'd like to add something to that. Old white men lives matter.
yep, the good old boys.
Good old boys.
Yeah.
And give you a ding for that one, Benista D. Bishop, what do you think the rebuttal to BLM would be? Black Lives Matter. What do you think that would be?
Man, I mean, how can you categorize them?
Right. Why?
The old gray mare just still
Ain't
matters, I
what you
guess.
man.
But you know, it's ironic. They will come up with something. They will, I'm
They
sure.
will. And
Michelle
that's the reason.
says they'll probably have him stating that he has some mental issue,
You
especially
know what?
issues from a past.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
His family will say, well, yeah, he suffers from this, that, and the
He's
other,
got
and
dementia,
yeah, and he was
but
getting
he
ready to
lived
go.
by himself.
He has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so yeah, right. And then you got the doctor who will validate all of this stuff.
All that, yes. And but he lived independently. So with a mental issue or some health issues at the age he is at 85, seems like somebody else would have been there in the home with him or caregiver or something. But they
Right.
don't come up with something.
Benista D says his children probably has rings set up, and he saw that that little boy standing there and said,
Uh-huh.
"There, this end is coming up on the porch. Kill that end."
Yep.
He says it's 84-year-old men at the Capitol, and they're governing our lives every day.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Making rules that affect us, making laws that affect us. That is why it's so important for us to vote.
Yes.
They gotta
She's
go. They need to go.
she rounds it off by he know how to pull that trigger.
Yep. He didn't forget that, did he?
Right. He didn't forget that. And how that's a good point, Benista D. To bring up that ring thing, because how long did the kid stay at their door before the man shot? I mean, he had to have the gun handy.
He got up and got the gun, he said. The article I read said he heard the doorbell ring. He thought somebody was breaking in the house and he got up and got his shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not his every ding dong response. So I think I can agree with Denise saying that he saw him on some kind of like camera or whatever, because his initial response is to grab a gun when you hear the doorbell.
Right.
That's what it seemed like.
That's yes. That's what it appeared to be.
It it it
Right.
it it smacks of evidence that says, he knew what was going down out there.
Ronnie
He had
said.
some idea.
Ronnie said, "Can anyone confirm this? I read it was a glass door. I don't know that for sure. I don't
I
know if it
don't
was a
know.
I
glass
don't
door or not.
either.
Yeah,
I don't know
we
either.
don't know.
I don't know. You're gonna hear all kind of stuff,
Right.
Uh-huh.
but yeah, most of it, Marvin Gaye say, believe half of what you see,
And none of
none
None
what
of
of
you
what
what you
you
hear.
hear.
hear. So
Yes.
yeah, there's gonna be all kind of stuff. There are gonna
Yeah.
be those who try to make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are going to be those on the other side that's going to try to lighten the load on
Yes.
the shooter. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
He
that's
was
that's what's
he was
happening.
knocking he was knocking aggressively.
yeah,
It's something to be said
And he didn't
about it
even
all.
have a cell phone on him.
he was beating on the door and then frightening him, and there's
Right.
all going to be all kind of stuff coming from both
Yes.
sides. That's why it is so important that we don't take um, drastic steps up front. Sometimes we
Yeah.
make permanent decisions
Oh,
based on
emotion.
temporary evidence.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
And I'm looking at his age. If they prosecute him, he's 84, 85, and he spends the rest of his life in jail. That's sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
but you commit the crime. You should be held accountable for the to do
yeah,
the time.
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, but to your initial point, that is kind of sad.
Oh
85-year
yeah,
old man in jail.
yeah,
But I mean, I hate to say but because it kind of alleviates, or not alleviates, but eliminates everything that you said before
yeah.
then. But here
I
we
mean,
are.
but he's responsible.
He
I
is
mean,
yeah, and
definitely
he should be held
that's
accountable.
yes,
should
that's
be
right.
held accountable. Yep,
Yeah,
I agree with that. We good on that?
we're good.
I think so. I'm just glad to see that the young man is at home.
Yes.
That
I
is
was
that's huge because I didn't
looking
know
at some
that.
of the updates. I mean, when they
Hmm.
said he shot him in the head,
Yeah.
you think that
Yes.
that's it,
Yes.
but he shot him in
Hmm.
the head and then shot
Yes.
him again in the
Again.
arm, and
Yeah.
he's home recovering.
Hmm.
That has a lot to do with the recovery process, to be surrounded by people that
Yes.
care about you.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah,
Because he's going to need caregivers.
Yeah.
And it's just sad that his young life was interrupted so abruptly.
and for no good reason,
Yes.
for no good reason at all. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to shoot somebody
It's
like
not.
that.
No
It's
logic,
not.
not no
But,
logic whatsoever.
Yeah,
I think back when we grew up, we didn't have access to guns. We fought. We would fight. It was nothing like a good schoolyard fight. And we had brass knuckles. You could hurt somebody with those. But we didn't have guns. Now we
Then
had
you
switchblades.
then you were sneaking that.
Yes,
and you know
yes.
what? I just thought about this. The generation before y'all, they would say we didn't have brass knuckles. We didn't have access to brass knuckles.
Right.
But we had that and switchblades.
There is so much deadly stuff
Yes.
available to these
Hmm.
young people. Everybody has a gun.
Everybody. Everybody.
Nobody talks anymore. All
No.
disagreements are settled with pow pow.
Gunfire.
Yeah.
Yes. And
And
you
and
know what's
you don't. It doesn't even have to be a disagreement. Just the birthday party they were having the other day. 16-year-old birthday.
it,
They
yes.
just come
In
by and shoot.
Alabama. Why they come in there shooting up a sweet 16 birthday party? Why?
Just something to do.
And that was a tiny town in Alabama.
Yeah.
a town of about 3,000 people,
And
and everybody knows each other down there.
people are talking about, you got, well, I moved out to so and so, I moved this way, so I get it. You don't get away from it.
And get away from it. It's everywhere.
You don't get away from it. My
Nah.
son was asking when they had the shooting next door over here. He said, "Well, Dad, might be time for you all to move." I said, "Move where?
Right, right.
Move where? Where you gonna go to get away from it?"
You don't. I saw a white guy on the news about a couple of weeks ago, and there was a shooting out in Baldwin where the lady held herself up hostage. And he was on the news and said, "Well, we used to live in the city, but we moved out here to get away from stuff like this."
Yeah,
And it's next door.
you got wherever there are people,
You got problems.
and that you're gonna have problems.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And even more so now because everybody has access to every kind of weapon that there
Yes.
is.
And you know what
What
the
this
other
young
state?
kid doing with an AR-15 and
Yes,
600 rounds of ammunition?
ammunition. And what's so sad, you guys, is they're not held accountable. You know,
No,
somebody can go buy that gun for them, or parents can have a gun unlocked, and they give gun locks away every day.
All
And
right.
at 16, a child does something. Look, the 6-year-old that shot his teacher. Really?
All right. Let's pull it on that. we
well,
we went a whole different way on that one. Then we
We
went a
went
whole
in.
different way on that one. We started off the 84-year-old man need to be held accountable. Now we are these kids need to be held accountable.
Yes,
I think that's the bottom line: accountability
that's
everywhere.
it. That's
You
it.
know something, and I think what's so amazing about it, and they say in what is it, Japan, you're more likely to get struck by lightning than you
Yeah,
are to be shot.
yeah, yep, yep.
And they say we're such a forward country. We are so much far ahead of them. Does
Honey,
that seem like does that seem like we're so far?
we wiping out. We gonna eliminate a generation at the rate we going.
Right.
And
You kind of leaning off camera. You leaning like further and further off.
I'm leaning on the
Nah, Bishop.
everlasting arm.
No,
I'm
it's
going
Bishop.
over. Oh, okay.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to your favorite part of the podcast. It's called the CrossTalk Talk of the Day.
It's time for the CrossTalk Talk of the Day.
The talk of the day has been brought to you by, well, you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, CrossTalk Talk of the Day. This is a segment dedicated to our viewers who have questions they want us to voice on Crosstalk. This CrossTalk Talk of the Day is brought to you by an anonymous watcher. They have a simple question, and they say, is it wrong to date outside of your own race? Is it
Wow.
wrong to date outside your own race? What I've noticed is there is an influx on interracial dating and interracial relationships altogether. Is it wrong to date outside your own race? First person to answer this question will be the first person to answer this question.
I don't think you can call it wrong uh, because people are people. We all bleed red. It's
Right.
God's blood that flows through all of our veins. That I guess the principal thing is that we make the differences. God doesn't see them.
That's it. That's it. Where the organ?
I was trying to find to lift those hands. Somebody lift those hands.
I lifted
Some,
them. Yes, yes. And the heart don't know what color you are. Now, I mean, to each his own, I'll say.
Yeah.
But the heart doesn't know what color love is.
where do we think that came from? Like
Taught
whether it's wrong to
racist.
date outside your own.
It's just taught. It's like little children are taught racism.
That's all it is. And racism is taught. That's not something you're born with.
No,
You learn that. I mean, it's love. It's like love.
that's
Nobody
it.
teaches you to love.
Right.
It's learned by
That's
your
right.
environment.
That's right. You, and you can become a product of your environment, good or bad.
And I think that's where that comes from. You can't say it's wrong
Right.
because it goes against all scripture.
Matter of fact, I think we were just talking about this in Bible study not long ago, how they were mixing the different tribes. I mean, of course, the Jews didn't like the
Gentiles.
Amalekites or
Like I said, we created the differences.
yes, yes.
Wow.
But we all God's children.
And it wasn't about color in the scripture. It was about what's on the inside.
That's
The,
it.
the yeah,
And
nations and who you worshipped. That
and
was
yet,
the problem.
and the laws and this and that and
It
it
had
was
nothing to do with color.
nothing.
I had to
Another
give you 3
question I
dings in
want
a
to
row,
throw out.
Bishop.
What you say, Reverend?
I gave him 3 dings in a row
He
for
got him.
clearing that up. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
He got
a
him.
lot of a lot of people take the biblical aspect and say, well, God didn't want this nation mixing with this other nation, but it was the reason behind it. He gave a reason
He did.
after saying don't do this because they will turn you away from me.
Right,
So
right.
it's
Not
not.
because of what color they are.
It
That's
wasn't
it.
that. There we go.
That's
It
right.
wasn't.
Color
It
had nothing to
wasn't
do
that.
with it.
It wasn't because they were, white, black, orange, yellow, whatever. It was
No,
because the content of their heart
That's it.
on
was,
the inside. Yeah,
was against God. And no,
And they
I don't want
refused
you
to
to.
listen.
yeah.
I, I don't want you to become a part of them because if you're a part of them, you're against me.
Right.
Right.
That was the intention.
Ooh,
That was the entire purpose.
I
that's
get
it.
I get to lift those hands, Doc.
You got them hands, honey.
Hey,
Yes, you
you
Oh,
heard the
did.
doctor. That's doctor's order. That's doctor's order right there.
Lift those hands. That's right. And we just too soon forget.
absolutely.
We're too judgmental because, like
Yeah,
I said, the heart don't know what it. The heart wants what it wants.
yeah.
And I all time say, none people of the other persuasion are not the only racist.
No,
Whoa,
no,
wait.
Yeah, and we
no.
are. I mean, sometimes it's ridiculous that we have uh, biases against our own.
Oh, that's it.
Yes.
Because we got a lot of flavors in our culture. We go from deep dark chocolate to bright high yellow, and
And you
Yeah,
know what? A lot of us are racist against us.
that's what he's saying.
yeah, that's my point.
Well, look at me.
That's okay. We
I'm,
brought you up to snuff. We was paying attention.
I'm taking Bishop Thunder because a couple of weeks ago he said something that I wanted to say, and now I can't say it no more because
But we are racist against each other, and
Yeah,
that's that. Now, whose life matter here? all
right,
all of our Black lives matter, right? But no matter what color,
yeah, and I
no
think
matter.
as far as dating outside your own race, I don't think anybody shows or expresses their disdain for that worse than black people.
You think so?
Yeah,
I was thinking the opposite because
if
I've never dated outside of my race, but I've been in places where I've seen white people give them stares like, "What is he doing with her? What's she doing with him?"
but you know how black people stare. Black people stare and they want you to know that they displeased.
I see you, and I don't like it. Yeah,
Yep.
Right,
that's
And
right.
and
yeah,
I've
And it's
seen
not
I've
your
seen it to
business.
where like they will talk just loud enough
yeah. For you
to
to hear,
where
they want you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. And that is true.
yeah,
That is true. That
Yeah,
is really true.
I'm not saying that white people don't do it,
Uh-huh.
but I'm saying don't nobody show their
Like us.
disdain
And
for
we
it
know we got some
like black
looks,
people. We
right?
got a way to do it, boy.
What
We
they
got a
say,
way
looks
to
to
do it.
kill.
We got catchphrases. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We got
Yes,
we
yes,
got it
yes,
all.
yes. We come for you, don't we?
We got it all.
And we know exactly what we saying.
And we don't
But
care
yeah,
if you
that
decode. We don't care if you decrypt the code. You.
don't care.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
All right. So which one of y'all want to say it this time?
We did it.
We did it. We did
Yes, we
it.
did.
It is only
Hey,
7 minutes past the hour. Central Standard
yes.
Time is 8:07. It
great
is
timing,
8:07 Central Standard Time, and we did
Uh-huh.
it.
great
Yes.
timing, great timing.
Great timing.
Got one more.
Top
I
of the
got one more thing to say though.
Lisa
If
got
you want
something
us
to
to
say.
promote your business, email us at gocrosstalk@gmail.com. Include your business name, physical or virtual location in your tagline, and we will. You saw us do it tonight. We will promote your business on our podcast. What's up, Bridget
Yes.
Michelle? I see you on there. She says good night. I saw you earlier say something. Also, you know my law firm, Brown and Crouppen. Brown and Crouppen is one of the Midwest's largest personal injury firms. They go from a variety of personal injury cases, car accidents, any kind of accidents you could get into, workers' comps, dog bites, slip and falls, wrongful death. Their legal consultation, you got to know this, their legal consultations are absolutely free. So don't hesitate to call them with your personal injury questions. It's 314 all twos, 618 all twos. If you're on the KC side of things, it's 816 all sevens. And don't forget to check out Tammy Holland's page. This week with Tammy, tune in this Friday at 11 a.m. And also, that's right, this weekend is, let me put it on camera. Hold on one second. This weekend, put it back up, Bishop.
Oh,
This weekend is the annual conference for the
New Life
New Life,
Fellowship Cup.
New Life Fellowship Conference. It's from the
Yeah,
27th through the 30th, and Archbishop Thompson will have his address on the 30th at 4 p.m. I think it's 4:30 p.m. I think
it's
it's
four.
4.
Now people saw the 4:30 and they thought it was time, but that's April the 30th.
Right.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
You've
Four
been
dot
hanging
thirty.
around with the wrong people.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
All right, so we about to make our rounds and tell y'all good night. First person gonna tell you good night, of course, is the first person that told you hello on chat.
That would be me, right?
The first one of us that told you hi on chat is gonna be the first one to tell you good night. That's the doctor.
Couple of things. Church anniversary this Sunday.
That's right.
162 years. Is that awesome?
That
And
is
we are
awesome.
a
Let round of
really
applause.
proud church. We got such a proud history and heritage. And I am happy to be a part of that. Also, I'm glad you guys joined us tonight. Don't be like that 84-year-old man, that 85-year-old white man that's going to declare mentally ill, that he had a mental issue. If you look, don't you need peace of mind? Call the hotline 314-628-6272. And lastly, Sister Wakita White and I will be talking on mental health in the Congress this Saturday. We will be talking on Saturday morning, talking about mental health. to the health units and the churches that are interested. So we're busy. We're repping our Lennon Baptist at the cathedral. Good night, family. I love you guys. I did it in 3 minutes, right?
That's the doctor. And right over here is the ABT. He's going to tell us. My bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly mention, have you heard about the thing that's they're replacing the Cash App with the government thing? So that it's called FedMed or FedMed or something.
I briefly. I didn't get
And
into
it's
it.
supposed to eliminate the use of cash with the government. They're doing the Cash App thing. Read Revelation and you read about it. But listen, just want to say to everybody, be blessed, take care. God bless you. Continue to pray, trust, obey, do sensible. Don't you dare panic. Live your life. Stay focused on glory. Yeah. I'll see you in the rapture. Yeah. Come out next week and be with us in the conference.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. Saturday, the 29th, we got classes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Amen.
That's my dad, the ABT Archbishop Thompson, and you know that lovely lady on the in the chats with named Merlene Thompson.
Yes, our first grandmother.
Wanted to give a shout out.
That's my mama.
The senior syndicate. Great trip. Great trip.
Yeah. We had a blast.
They went to go see Esther, and a few of them came back and said that they felt drunk. And I was all like, well, what was y'all drinking? And they said, water. I said, before or after it was turned to wine?
We had a blast.
Yeah,
and another shout out to our deacon, Eugene Jackson. He is a driver. We were in good hands. We were on a tour bus, a luxury tour bus. And he took us to Branson and brought us back through the storm and the rain.
Yeah. Great job.
Yes.
Everything was beautiful.
It was.
Don't nobody say bye longer than us. We've been saying bye for 6.5 minutes.
6 minutes. It's
6.5 minutes. You can try to find a podcast that'll say bye longer than us, but you'll never find it. You'll never find it.
That's because we love our folks.
Dr. Ed said bye, then let Bishop say bye, and then she came back and said something. Then Archbishop came back and said something. Y'all don't know nothing about us. We do this. We do this. But hey, we did it. We did it. We did it. Where's my sound? Okay, yeah.
CrossTalk family.
We did it. So look, make sure you check us out next week. Next week, we'll be here again, if you believe it. We'll be here next Monday at 7 o'clock. And we'll just check you out then. Till then, I love y'all. See y'all later.
The answer is...
Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk. Yeah, we talk, we learn, we laugh out loud on CrossTalk. Go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk, go CrossTalk.